Hey family, we back. I told y'all we'll be back today. I told y'all we'll be back today. Told y'all we'll be back today. Alrighty, welcome in. See, trying to get the setup right. Making sure that everybody is good. Let's grow some peppers. Let's grow some peppers. Let's grow some peppers. Come on in. Come on in. Welcome, welcome. Let's grow peppers together indoors. All right, some tips and tricks, a little advice to give you guys. Come on in. Make sure you guys hit the like. Make sure you share. Make sure you subscribe. We are doing a lot of good things over here. All right. My name is Ashley. I'm a licensed seed dealer, and I just want to talk to you guys about growing your own food. Welcome, welcome. Come in. Come in. All right, what you guys see back here are my pepper plants. We talked a lot about this yesterday, and so you guys already know pretty much the basic foundation of how we're planting, right? Hi, hi, welcome, welcome in. Thank you. Welcome in. Again, I'm Ashley. I'm a licensed seed dealer here in the US. Welcome in to my indoor grow room. Listen, don't start all of that trolling, all right? Please don't. Please don't. Welcome, welcome, welcome in, welcome in. Thank you for joining. Make sure you hit the like, share, and subscribe. Woo! Okay, so I told you guys yesterday we were talking about composting, right? And so I gave you guys some good examples. I am an outdoor grower. All right, that is my favorite. That is my expertise. Um, that is what I love. Like, I love growing outdoors. All right. So because I am an outdoor grower, I did this grow room specifically for my gardening group because my gardening group says it's so hard to grow indoors. I keep killing my plants. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. All right. So I'm here to prove to my gardening group, all right, that it is possible in small spaces and small areas, no matter where you are in the world, as long as you have the opportunity, all right, everything that you need is right here in front of you. All right. So I think today I'm going to talk about the setup. of pepper plants and eggplants, right? So these plants grow very, very tall. They grow extremely tall, 6 to 8 feet tall when put in the right environment, all right? So pepper plants grow really tall, okay? I'm starting to see, you see, this one is, all right? So pepper plants grow really tall, eggplants grow really tall, okay? And so with that, whenever we are planting, right, we want to get the most and the max yield for every single plant that we plant. All right, whether we're growing indoors, whether we're growing outdoors, whether we're growing in a grow tents, no matter what. All right, we want to make sure that we are set up. Oh, what I dropped? We set ourselves up, for success. So when growing indoors, okay, you have to understand first what peppers need. Ooh, just poke myself. You have to understand what pepper needs. All right. So, first of all, before you understand what a pepper needs, you must understand growing principles. So, I'm going to ask you guys, what are the 3 things that a seed needs in order to germinate? I ask this question every single live. All right. Because once you understand what a plant needs in order to germinate and what a seed needs in order to grow, right? Now you can start studying your plants. So a seed needs for germination, water, air, and soil. All right. So here it is, right? Before I germinated, during germination, I used the Ziploc bag method. So before these plants became where they are today, they started here first. So I do what I call the Ziploc bag method. You can go on my page, you can view on my page. I've been using this method for the last 4 years. Once I found that out, oh, it was over. I don't want to have to spend money to buy those little trays and stuff. I don't want to do that. All right. I've done that. And a lot of the trays are plastic. I'm not really a fan of plastic. I just happen to use these. Okay. So since I have these, this is what I'm going to use. And so with that, I start with the Ziploc bag method. Okay. So matter of fact, I think I should do that with y'all too one day. I'll do that with y'all too. Maybe that's what I'll do tomorrow. I keep forgetting. And I said that I was gonna write it down. Let me not be a bad person and write down this idea. Okay. Let me write this down tomorrow. Okay. We are going to talk about the Ziploc bag method. All right. So I'll write that down right now. Ziploc bag method. I want you guys to go ahead and get a head start. Whether you're familiar with it, it's great. If you're not familiar with the Ziploc bag method, it's okay. We'll go through that tomorrow together. All right. So for everybody that's here who comes in, make sure y'all hit that like. Make sure y'all hit that share. Make sure y'all hit that subscribe. All right. So again, I start with the Ziploc bag method. From the Ziploc bag method, that helps me to know which seeds are good. All right. Because as long as I know the 3 things that a seed needs in order to germinate, which is water, air, and soil, it does not matter which medium I use. If I plant a seed inside of a medium and it only needs water, air, and soil, I'm going to be successful at it. All right. And then from there, all right, what are the 3 things that a plant needs in order to grow? A plant needs water, air, and sunlight. All right. Water, air, and sunlight. So now that I understand those 2 principles for growing, it does not matter where I am in the world. Okay. I will always be able to grow. Okay, so for example, I told you guys the Ziploc bag method. All right, so I'll show you guys an example of that tomorrow. All right, so now these seeds were considered the good seeds, right? Because I did the method. Now, what does a plant need in order to grow? I did not need sunlight in order for my plants to germinate. I don't need sunlight for germination, but I do need light for plant growth. Okay. So first I have to ask myself, we already talked about, we went back to the beginning. If you missed my live from yesterday, go back to my live from yesterday. I walked through the process of how we begin growing. All right. So I walked through that process. I talked to you guys already about what you need in order to grow. Okay. So, right, we in our plan. We already know everything else. Okay. But our plan says part of it, when we're planning it out, we ask, do our plants, do they need partial shade? Do they need full sun? Or can they grow in shaded areas? All right. So that's the first thing that I asked, which is part of the planning process. Okay. So we talked about this yesterday. You can go back, review the live from yesterday. Okay. Now, the live from yesterday will explain to you everything up until this point. All right. So, with our pepper plants, right? Our pepper plants, according to our research, okay, they need, let's find pepper, let's find, okay, they need full sun. So, since our pepper plants need full sun, not only do they need full sun, this means that they would need a growing temperature, okay? We also have that here in our plant. Peppers need a growing temperature of, where was it at? 75 to 85 degrees. All right. So a pepper's environment has to be 75 to 85 degrees. That is the only way that peppers will grow at an optimal rate of our preference. All right. So they have to be placed in the right environment. And part of that is one, I already told you guys what a plant needs, what a seed needs in order to germinate, what a plant needs in order to grow. We just found out that it needs full sun. We found out that it needs a growing temp of 75 to 85. Now let's look at its environment. Okay. So this is my setup. All right. Let me show you guys. So my setup, I have this light here. That's one. I have this light here. That's two. Okay. I have this light here. That's three. I have this light here. That's four. And I have this light here. That's five. So I have 5 lights. Okay. 5 lights in this growing room. All right. Now, I shouldn't have even put that down. So I have 5 lights in this room. Okay. I showed you guys 5 lights. Growing temperature 75 to 85 degrees. All right. So the lights are going to help with the heat, right? Now, I'm in a basement. Okay. So the humidity is different down here. It's not really, I don't have central AC down here. All right. So I have to create the environment that I want my pepper plants to be in. Okay. And so what I do is, since I already have the heat here, but sometimes I might come in here and it's a little cold. Okay. Might be a little chilly, might be a little less than 75 degrees, which is optimal for our pepper plants, right? So what I do is show you here. I have a little heater. All right. So this little heater cost me about $10. Okay. Might have been less than that. All right. I have 5 shop lights here. I have shop lights. All right. I do not have the fancy lights. I just showed you guys when I post a live. Please come back and review it. And make sure you hit that like, share, and subscribe button. All right. We want to get this information out to the people. All right. We want people to grow their own food. Okay. And we want people to be educated about it. All right. So make sure you hit that like, share, and subscribe. Share this to your cousins, your mama, them, everybody who you know need to be back into the soil. Okay. Now, I have 3 shop lights here. All right. Do you see this right here? These are shop lights. Okay. That's all. That's the only source of light, sunlight that these pepper plants get. Okay. I have the heater for $10. Okay. Now the 3 things that a plant needs in order to grow, right? Was what? What were the 3 things that a plant needs in order to grow? They need water, air, and sunlight. All right. So we got the sunlight, right? We know about the sunlight. We have I brought one of these little containers right here for watering. All right. So it kind of helps me regulate, the water without, you don't want to just pour. You never want to just pour. All right. You want to you want to evenly pour on your pepper plants, right? So never do this. Never just pour. All right. You want slow irrigation. All right. So that you can make sure you're touching everything. Now, a seed needs what? A plant needs what in order to grow? What does a plant need? Water, air, and sunlight. Okay, so we got the sunlight for pepper plants. We got the water, right? And now look at this over here. We have a fan. Okay, that's our air source. All right, guys, it's not hard, guys. All right, if I can do it, you can do it. I did not have a mentor. I didn't have anybody come to me and teach me these things. All right. My great grandfather was not an indoor grower, he was an outdoor grower. All right. So I said, if I'm going to get a head start on my pepper plants and all my seeds, right? I need to, oh, I'm gonna show you guys this too. I need to educate myself and be in order to be a successful grower. All right. And that's exactly what I did. So in here, you're going to see we got, all right, those first four over there, those are all apple plants, all right, apple trees that are growing. All right, takes a little bit, takes a little bit. We have some in the big black one, okay, we have blueberry seeds, all right. And then in the smaller one, right in front of the big black one, we have a sugar cane plant. All right. And then right over there, and that last one in the corner right there, that's an apple tree. All right. So that's that sugarcane seed that I was telling you. I mean, that's the seed that I grew from the sugarcane. All right. All righty. So you guys see my indoor tent. Okay. This was made by Marsh Hydro. Okay. My little brother is a marijuana grower. All right. So he sent me one of these in order for me, to be able to grow my fruits and vegetables indoors. So same setup. Marsh Hydro tent. All right. These are a little bit more expensive. Okay. It's well worth it if you want to. It comes with a carbon filter. Okay. It comes with this carbon filter, has a little knob right here. All right, you'll be able to control the carbon that comes in. It sucks out a lot of the carbon. All right, so you'll be able to control this knob right here. And again, this is what it looks like. All right. All righty. Now, you can do it. All right. That's the whole purpose of why I get on these lives. All right. This is the whole purpose of why I share my life, because people need to get back to the soil. And I want to encourage people to let you know you can do it. You can grow indoors and be successful at it. If I show you the sisters and brothers that called me and told me their plants keep dying, they don't know what they're doing wrong, I got tired of answering everybody separately. So I just do these lives and I'm just going to send it to them. So that way I can answer everybody's questions at the same time. All right. Now I'm telling you guys, right? You got to educate yourself. The three things that a seed needs in order to germinate is water, air, and soil. The three things that a plant needs in order to grow is sunlight, water, and air. We just talked about we're growing pepper plants right here. This is where pepper and eggplants and lavender is growing. All right, they have a growing temperature of 75 to 85 degrees. All right, I showed you guys my little heater. A little heater. I paid $10 for this. All right, little $10 heater, and I've had this heater for about 5 years. Okay, no lie, 5 years. My water source. Okay, I didn't just get a pitcher so that I can pour, right? We want to be able to evenly water the plants, okay? This, all right? We have our light source. Here's our light source, all right? We got our fan in the back, all right? We have checked off the mark for what this plant needs in order to be successful, which was what? Let me know. What did I say? This plant needs to be successful in order to grow its optimal temperature. Talk to me. Talk to me. Put it in the chat. I think I cut myself. I got some wood in there from this right here. You see these? All right, talk to me. Talk to me. What we got? Did you guys remember? All right, we'll get back to it. We'll get back to it. All right. So when you're getting back to the soil, when you're planning out your 2026 season, growing season, it should be this in depth. Like, you should be able to, when you go out there and people are talking to you in the growing community about how you do it, all right? Remember, your sister Ashley told you, you got to know what the three things that a seed needs in order to grow. Germinate. You got to know the three things that a plant needs in order to grow. Okay? And I show it to you guys right here. All right? I show it to you guys. Now, and going forward, right? Now, once we get into pruning, okay? It's not time to prune yet, but once it's time to prune, we'll start talking a lot more about pruning. Okay? This live today isn't going to be that long. I just wanted to have a quick little conversation with you guys. All right? Quick little conversation. Oh, also, I am a night grower. Okay? I am a night grower, right? So I do night grows. Why I do night grows is because during the daytime, the temperature is a lot warmer inside. All right. On the average, the temperature is a lot warmer during the daytime. You don't want to, if you're growing indoors, you do not want to turn on your lights during the daytime. All right, because you want your pepper plants to have a consistent temperature. You don't want the temperature to constantly be going up and down. Okay, you don't want that. So what you do is you night grow. You you turn on your lights at night. All right. So I want you to get out your mind. We're not going to turn on our lights if we're growing indoors. We're not going to turn on our lights during the daytime. We're going to turn on our lights at night. Why? Because we need our plants to have a consistent temperature. And you and I know that if we are sitting here and this light just keeps beaming on us, we're going to get hot, right? So when we're growing inside and we want consistency to avoid spending all this money and having an expensive bill, we are going to turn our lights on at night. All right. This will help bring that optimal temperature that your pepper plants desire, which was what? Pepper plants grow in temperatures 75 to 85 degrees. Right? Yes. Peppers grow 75 to 85 degrees temperature. All right. Same thing with my avocado plants, right? So because I have an optimal temperature and I grow at night instead of during the day, not grow at night, but I turn my lights on at night. Okay, it helps the temperature to be regulated in this room. The plants don't have to work hard. All right, they don't have to worry about preserving or trying to build energy. Okay, I gave them the right space, the right environment. All right, and sometimes you see like this, I got gnats. We're gonna talk about this later too. I have gnats right now. I gotta deal with that issue. So when your soil is too wet sometimes, right, we can attract gnats. All right. We don't like gnats because they're irritating and annoying. It doesn't really do anything to your plants other than like maybe knacking on your plants or something like that. But we just don't want to deal with those. All right. We don't want to address that. All right. So it's simple, guys. It's not hard. I promise you, I'm trying to simplify the growing process. But the only way that it can be simplified is by doing the hard work first, which is planning. Okay? You got to have a plan. You cannot just jump into it without a plan. You can't. You'll never be successful as you want to be without a plan. Never. It never works. It never works. So the greatest suggestion that I have for you guys is one, go back and review the lives. All right. Go back to my previous lives where I started, I think 2 or 3 lives ago. All right. And I want you to listen to the information. I talk a lot about the plan. All right. I speak everything about the plan, all right? How to start your plan, how to build your plan, how to identify your budget, knowing what your family eats. Like we discuss all of those things, all right, in our previous lives. And I don't want to keep saying it because I don't want to sound redundant, okay? But today I want you guys to know, all right? The important thing is one, knowing your seeds, all right? Sourcing out your seeds correctly. That's number one. All right. Secondly, for tonight's live, night grows. If we're growing indoors, we're going to grow at night, meaning that we're going to turn our lights on at night. So versus the sunlight being during the daytime, right? Our sunlight here is going to be at night, all right, for us. Why? Because we want our temperature to be regulated. And so I use for the example peppers, right? Peppers have an optimal growing temperature of 75 to 85 degrees. Again, if I turn on my lights during the daytime and I leave them off at night, because it is the winter time where I am, it's going to get pretty cold in here. All right. So I want you guys to keep that in mind. All right. Night grows. Research night grows. Growing at night. All right. I learned this from a farmer a while ago, actually. He put me onto that and I'm like, night grow. It didn't really dawn to me until I actually started growing indoors and I'm like, oh, got it. Got it. All right. Makes perfect sense. All right. So I am here to encourage you. You can do it. All right. Everybody can grow. These hands right here didn't just come with something special that you didn't have. You have them same hands too. But see, in these hands, they have wisdom. All right. And your hands have wisdom. All right. Be smart about it. Be strategic. All right. And I'm just here to give you tips and tricks on how to plant a successful garden, especially when you're growing indoors. All right. You guys see it here. I just showed you guys earlier. You'll see in the live. There are the peppers are starting to grow on the chili peppers back here. All right. Consistency. All right. Pepper plants need 75. I'm going to keep saying it so you'll get it. Pepper plants need 75 to 85 degree temperatures, growing temperatures. All right. Avocado plants, same thing. Okay. So I got some avocado plants back here. Same thing. So everything that's pretty much growing in this room has the same amount of temperature. Okay. It has the same range of temperature. They're all consistent with each other. All right. You can do it. All right. Get back to the soil. Now, lastly, peppers, okay, they are easy to grow, but they are easy to kill as well. All right. They're very easy to kill. So you don't want to, now, when you kill, the thing about a pepper plant is they will try and fight their best. Okay. They will, if they get messed up or anything, as long as the root is still in there, it'll be good. Okay. But what you guys need to understand, which is very important for pepper plants, all right, do not over fertilize a pepper plant. Pepper plants, as long as your soil is good, you really don't have to maintenance your pepper plants because they grow in a pH of like at the lowest. I've grown at a 5.8 pH pepper plants. Same thing with eggplants. Eggplants are very acidic. They can grow in a soil that has a pH of 4.5, just like tomatoes. All right, you guys can do it. I used to kill plants all the time. If I tell y'all how many plants I done killed, all right, if I tell y'all how much money I have spent, okay, in previous years just trying to grow a plant, all because I wanted to skip the process. I wanted to skip past, educating myself. I just wanted to go ahead, put a seed in the ground, didn't really care, and was trying to go along and learn as I go. That ruined my opportunity for getting the best yields. All right? You can do it. You can do it. Okay? And so, like I always suggest, and I'm going to keep suggesting, you can go to Walmart, get you a planner. This is considered your planner. All right? Get you a little notebook. It's a lot of information that you got to write down. Okay? But you have to plan. This notebook right here, if you go back and look at my lives, and if you are serious about growing, I give you all the information for free. Like this is not a charge. I do this because I love it. In my personal life, that's where I make money at. All right. I love this. I do this because I love it. All right. I do this because I love it. And I want to see your success stories in the 2026 season when I'm scrolling, right? And I'm seeing your indoor grows. And the great thing about growing indoors is you can start at any time. You don't have to wait until the springtime to get started growing indoors. You can get started today. All right. You just have to learn. You just have to adjust. And you really don't even have to adjust if you set yourself up in the beginning. Now, everything that I say, I always tell you guys this, all right? I have a gardening log. You can go on Amazon. You can get the gardening log. It is on sale right now, 30% off, okay? You can grow with me. I answer all the questions. Everything that you need, right? Instead of having to research everything, right? I lay it all out here for you, okay? Everything, okay? Exactly what we talk about, how to be a successful planner. I don't just tell you this. I actually do this. This is my life. This is what I love, okay? I actually do this. Month after month. Sometimes within that month, I might not have much to say, all right? But I still have accountability. So, for example, whenever I start to transplant, whenever I start a seed, it's in here. And so I don't have to be like, dang, when did I plant them peppers? What is that right there? I forgot what I put right there. Why? Because right here, I know what is where, okay? Because I already planned it out. So I don't have to guess what seeds I planted. I don't have to guess, oh my goodness, I don't have to try to remember. Don't do that to yourself. Like, don't force yourself to try to remember everything. All right? We're human. We make mistakes. But in order for us not to make those type of mistakes, you got to have some type of documentation. I told you. Okay? You got to have some sort of documentation. Whether you go on Amazon and you can purchase my log, okay? And go back to my garden log, all right? I have it on sale right now. Don't want to purchase that? No problem. You can go to Walmart, get you a notebook. All right? But this is how successful growers do it. All right? We don't just go get out there and plant a seed. No, we know what we're doing. And it becomes second nature once you start doing these methods over and over and over. Once you apply these things, these are my recommendations, all right? I'm a successful grower. I'm not flexing. I just know I used to kill plants. They used to die. And I used to get discouraged because I didn't know why I kept killing my plants. All right? I didn't know. But I had my brother, who is a successful marijuana grower, told me, sis, you gotta plant. Yes, great granddaddy taught us everything that we know, but never to grow indoors. All right. My great granddaddy used to grow with the sun. All right. I do that for my outdoor grows, but my indoor grows are different. Why? Because I don't have the sun outside. So now I have to create the environment inside. All right. So as I told you guys, I have to create an optimal temperature of 75 to 85 degrees. Look at the shop lights. These are not expensive grow lights. I got an expensive grow light, which is what's behind you in the Marsh Hydro tent, right? But I also know that what is cost efficient. So as long as I know when to grow it and doing night grows, I'm good. I'm good. Now, y'all see I got these nets. Now I got to get these gnats out of here. All right. And all I got to do is just I had some in here already. So how you get pests. All right. Because you might have some gnats that come. Because sometimes you overwater it. And I am human. Sometimes I send my kids down here to turn on things. And they forget to turn on the fans. They forget to, do certain stuff. That's human nature, However, you get some apple cider vinegar. You put it in a bowl. You set the bowl near where they frequent at, and it'll get rid of them. It's simple. Put some Dawn soap in there. Mix it. You can mix it with the apple cider vinegar. You see? Yeah, it's too many of them in here right now. All right. Yeah. So that's how you do it. That's it. All right. All right. Make sure you come back and see me tomorrow. All right. We'll be back here tomorrow. I'm gonna say around this time we should be back here tomorrow. Remember, if you don't remember everything we talked about today, at the very least, night grow at night. You see that? Yeah, these doggone. All right. I'll see you guys tomorrow. All right, and remember, educate yourself. Go back and review the lives. Tomorrow we'll be doing an actual live planting using the Ziploc bag method. If you don't know what the Ziploc bag method is, go to my channel, look at my shorts. You'll find the Ziploc bag method. I give you all the tools and everything that you need for tomorrow. And let's grow together. All right? I love you guys.